mission, what would it have done? Well, you know, a plane full of people would have died, right? Hey, how many Palestinians were killed a couple of weeks ago? How many people in the Congo are being killed? How many people in Yemen? How many people in Syria? What I'm saying is they use these little tiny cases to give themselves credibility to keep taking away more of our rights and to stamp down on us.
That's right. That's the total theater. And it turns out the government, U.S. government, got him on the airplane. It comes out in Congress, and the congressmen go, let's just not talk about this, so they can sell naked body scanners so Chertoff can make some money. And here's Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, on its knees, begging in fear, grope my wife, they say, you know, molest the children, all the TSA being busted every day, molesting, murdering, killing, stealing, child porn, total scum that wants to take this job. And Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, the media tells us, says, we want proctology exams at the airport because we're so scared of Mutala, the underwear bomber. The truth is the public on average isn't scared, but it's this giant illusion. And now they're trying to harass the Amish and people with farms in their backyard or in the countryside or gardens in their backyard. I mean, it's just a bunch of criminals. It's just still shocking to me just how criminal government and the corporations that control it have gotten. I mean, these are real sacks of crap.
Oh, they really are. And now we have an election coming up. And it's going to be what, between Romney and Obama? It's not the lesser of two evils. It's the greater of two stooges. That's all it is. These are no choices. As I said to you the last time we spoke, I'm pushing for a voter's strike because to me, voting for a lesser of two evils in a criminal organization, you are an accessory to the crime being committed against democracy and freedom in America. If you vote for one of the two members of the two-headed one-party system, to me, you are an accessory to the crime. And it's a crime that's all we have to choose from.
Gerald, you bring me to my next point here with you in the limited time we have today. But before we get to my next point on Obama impeachment, I've got to say, while you've been talking, you were gracious enough to send us an early copy of the new Trends Journal coming out, and you have got one of the most amazing, not just graphic artists, but artists overall. I'd like to pay to get some of those blown up and hang them in my office. I mean, who is doing this artwork for the Trends Journal? I mean, it's some of the best stuff I've seen.
Anthony Frieda, he's brilliant, and Eugene Gregan, our fine artist. So yeah, Anthony Frieda is off the charts. We just give him an idea, and he goes with it. And unlike working for other people, you know, like like the New York Times has his stuff, but others, there's no art director over his shoulder, you know, telling this color isn't right, don't put this there, don't do that. He has the complete freedom, but plus, he's on the same page as we are. He sees what's going on, and he's as sad as we are about it. So it's really expressing it through the art. And by the way, art is the way of finding, part of the way of finding the true meaning of the human spirit. And that's why the art is so important.
That's right. The truth is evident in these graphics. It jumps off that this isn't even satire or Kafkaesque. It has really gotten to this absurdist, bizarro level. But it's a paradox of the old free republic is still there to a certain extent, with this parallel tyranny growing. And we now see the old republic fading away. My God, once the old republic has set like the sun, this is going to be a cold, dark night. But the truth we put out are like little suns, and those truths stand out. So now is the time to get our torches in the night and not hide in our little hovels. Like Alexander Solzhenitsyn said, waiting for the knock at the door. It's time to politically and in the info war and physically in defense later if we have to get our torches and march on the enemy, to stop just waiting while this happens.
Yeah, amen, amen. And that's, you see, in the midst of this chaos, by the way, that's when the greatest creativity comes about. That's why this kind of art explodes. And that's why the people's creativity could change this. The future is not predetermined. Anyone that says that you do not create the future is trying to rob you of your dignity, your self-respect, and the God that lives within you.
That's right. That's right. All those talented liberals sorry to interrupt, it's just pure genius. All those talented liberals who are well-meaning people who exposed Bush with the cartoons, the graphics, the too stupid to be president guy, Adu was just reminding me, they're all gone. And I've contacted some of them and I said, why aren't you exposing Obama? And they go, well, we know he's bad, but at least he's not a Republican. And I'm like, shame on you. You know, it's like if Mitt Romney gets in and continues this, conservatives better go after him. This is beyond left-right. This is about good and evil, right and wrong. And if people can't recognize that we're in deep trouble, it's aiding and abetting pure evil. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right on. And I agree with you. And this is the opportunity now. Never before has it become so transparent that this is nothing more than the presidential reality show, another made-for-TV cheap thriller. And look at it. The last 27 Republican debates, who held them? ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox, and MSNBC. Who got to ask the questions? Brian Williams, Diane Sawyer, all of the prostitutes from a long history of prostitution. It's all one club. And the people are gulled into believing that they're watching democracy unfold in front of them as they're watching a two-bit debate take place where the game is rigged. You're told where to stand. They already know how much time they're going to allow each person to ask the question. And everybody saw with their own eyes and could hear with their own ears how Ron Paul was marginalized from day one. They pushed him to the sides. They gave him the least amount of time to talk. So the whole game is being rigged. And that anyone, as I said, that supports it, they deserve what they get. But on the other hand, the vacuum is so big. Everybody could see through this now.
That's right.
When you have such a cheap show that you have a Mitt Romney and Obama, we could fill it with greatness. And this is the opportunity to do it.
That's my next point.
If we don't, we will lose.
Well said. That's my next point. And I want to give you closing comments here on any other topics or points that we haven't gotten to yet, Gerald. Gerald, we've put out a 10-minute video titled Obama Impeachment 2012. And it's red linked up at Infowars.com. I launched it today, a few hours ago. There's already a huge buzz on it. And it's Sean Stone, Oliver Stone's son, cut some audio. It was his idea to do this. We've been pushing for the impeachment, for launching a war without congressional approval, all the other things he's done. The video breaks it down. But my point and Sean's point, and I want your take on this, is even if we don't get the impeachment, and of course it's been introduced in the House, in Jones's resolution on North Carolina, we impeach him in the court of public opinion. We call it for what it is, a fraud, a hoax, that we're aware and we're not just acquiescing. We stand up and voice the fact that we say this is a fraud and a lie and that we know it's criminal. And instead of having the establishment push Kony 2012, that's this new left-wing military activism, this is a true grassroots movement. What do you say about pushing for an impeachment of Obama and then Romney too, if he gets in and does this same stuff?
Well, I think any pressure you put on him in any way is appropriate, and also to expose the entire system for being the fraud that it is. Again, we do not have a representative form of democracy. We have a gang of 535 congressmen and senators in total telling all of us what to do, and the only people that they represent are the people that give them money or that have a lot of power. So I think it's great what you're doing, to keep putting pressure on the fraud, and that's what we need.
Gerald Celente, there's so much more we could cover, but give us an idea of what's coming out in tomorrow's big quarterly Trends Journal, what comes up in the weekly and daily alerts, and any other tidbits. Here, you've got the floor.
Well, the focus of this Trends Journal is really how the future is unfolding and how you better be taking action now because you're not going to be able to take it later. And of course, we have a new contributor, Nomi Prinz, who is actually a former managing director of Goldman Sachs. Again, like Paul Craig Roberts, one of our other contributors, that have seen, and like myself, that have been on the other side and see what it is and have moved into a different direction. So there's a lot of economic news on how to prepare for the future. a lot of geopolitical news, and what you can do to help change the future. So this is probably one of our most important trends journals ever written.
Amazing. Just in a personal note, for those that don't know, most viewers do, you were robbed by MF Global and Jon Corzine. It's everything we said 6 months ago has been now confirmed, as you know, but to remind people briefly, he did lie under oath. He was exposed by Duffy, the head of the CME group, for lying. Nothing happened. The memos are now out that, of course, the CEO ordered the money taken. It did go to JP Morgan in London. And he's been caught lying open and shut, admitted now for 3 weeks. Nothing. I mean, if they can get away with that, I mean, it is a new level of just open thievery. And I think you're right. The reason they're doing it is none of them want to have to pay stuff out when they steal it. That signifies they're getting ready to start stealing everything. In your own personal case, give us your take on that, Gerald.
Well, that's exactly it. You know, that one phone call, they needed $200 million really quickly, and they couldn't get it anywhere. So they don't know where it came from. What do you think it came from? Petty cash? Of course they knew where it came from. They took it out of segregated accounts like mine. And it's not only MF Global. This is going on everywhere. Once a system collapses, you're screwed. There's nobody there to save you. And that's the message of all this, and that's what I learned from it. And that's why I am saying, and that's what this Trends Journal is about, we are looking at a collapse of the global economic system, particularly in the United States and Europe. And when this thing collapses, we believe there's going to be an economic martial law. El Presidente of Los Estados Unidos has already put into play all of the laws, guidelines, and executive orders that put them in position to take over.
That's right.
And they're doing the same thing in Europe.
That's right. Same game plan in Latin America, Asia, all the same bankers. They've got all the ducks in the row. They're telling us this. We know that Paulson told them martial law in 2008 if they didn't do what they said. I mean, it's on. I mean, my gosh, this is incredible.
Yes, it's on. And people better, and again, we are using this Trayvon Martin. It's been taking up all of the news time, and none of what's going on is being recognized. So other than, every day, one of the first site I go on to is your site to see the news that the news isn't covering. And most people are getting brainwashed by the whitewash and the hogwash that the prostitutes are selling, so they can't see what's going on.
Amazing. Gerald, things are moving so fast. Perhaps I can get you on the radio Thursday or Friday or sometime next week to do a full hour. We'll talk to you here right at the end of the show and find out. Guys, off air, will you ask Gerald to talk to his great crew and see when he can come on before? Because I know you're about to leave the country soon, right, for a few days?
Yes. Yep.
All right, well, let's get...
I'll be gone. I'll be back near the end of the month.
Okay, well, perhaps we can get you on before that happens because this is so important. Thank you, Gerald Celente.
Thank you.
Folks, that's it for this edition. Hopefully we'll still be here tomorrow. By the way, on our YouTube channel, we've been checking it in the last 30 minutes. I've never seen this at YouTube. Our other videos are playing. They're not letting the Impeach Obama video play. And either that means it can't handle the traffic, which is bull. I've had 100,000 views in 1 hour before on a video, or they're censoring it. Guys, show them that. Hit play on this here. And we're doing this on multiple computers, and it's not playing it. I have never seen it do that. And the other videos are playing. So I don't know what's going on with that, but Impeach Obama 2012, it's gone particularly viral since we launched it about 2 hours ago, a little under 2 hours ago. All right, I want to thank Gerald Celente. Be sure to go to trendsjournal.com and subscribe. Support us because we're under a lot of attacks and stuff I won't even get into. And spread the word, 15-day free trial at prisonplanet.tv. And when these videos are out there free on the web later, please pay it forward. Email it. Tell people verbally about it. Show people at work about it, at church about it, your Facebook, your Twitter. Help get this info out because the system openly wants to start censoring folks. I should have brought that up with Gerald. And don't forget, you can submit videos until the end of the month to win a $5,000 prize and get a shot in the running to be a reporter right here at the Infowars.com Command Center in Austin, Texas. Until tomorrow night, I'm Alex Jones signing off.